I quit my job. Yes, that is big news.
It's big news for you, for us, and for you, and for RVLove. And that's what we're here to talk to you about today. Stay tuned. We're at the Las Vegas Oasis RV Resort here, and here's the palm trees and the swimming pool. And it is 3 o'clock on a Thursday afternoon, so this is very different to what we would normally be doing.
Right,
if you're still at your job.
Because as most of you would know, I've had a full-time job for 4 years that was working remotely, 3 of which were from the RV. And it was a regular 40-hour work week, and it was not common for me to be able to do anything in the middle of a work day. We know some of you are going to have some questions, so let's jump in and answer a few of the big ones right now.
So I'm sure many of you are wondering, are we buying a boat? Heck no, we love RVing too much.
Some of you might be wondering, are we pregnant?
Heck no.
We're too old for that stuff.
Are we moving back to Australia?
Did we win the lottery?
Are we moving back into a stick and brick home?
No,
and no.
All right, so back to why did I quit my job and what's next? We've been able to travel all around, been able to have really good work connectivity. I've been able to be very productive at work. I've even been recognized with accolades and promotions at work. And, you know, some of you might be thinking, well, that's a pretty good gig, right?
But nothing ever stays the same.
So I have a really high value on work-life balance. And for most of the time, I've been able to hold pretty close to the 40-hour work week. But as time went on and had responsibilities increased, it became more and more challenging, and my boundaries started to crack, and that started to affect my health and well-being emotionally and physically. So I got really sick, and it was happening more and more often, and I was no longer enjoying my job at all. And so something definitely needed to change. And
so to a lot of you out there, it does look like we do have a life of a lot of freedom, and certainly we do. We've been really grateful for that, and grateful to Marc's job for being able to support us while we've been living this life for the last few years. By most people's standards, we have a lot of freedom, but by the standards of most of the people we meet, it's not nearly as much. And that's what we just came to find, is that, it's a bit of a warning, is this lifestyle, the more freedom you get, the more you want. So if it's something you're considering, just keep that in mind. There will become a point where you might hit the road like us, where you're working from the road, and eventually you'll get to the point where maybe where we are right now.
But I think that's part of the challenge, though, is because we got into this lifestyle to go and enjoy it, and yet between working full-time, traveling full-time, and trying to run the blog and the YouTube channels and all these things, we started having a lot less freedom instead of more freedom, and so that was when it was time to start reassessing that.
Yeah, and basically the tipping point was when Marc got so sick that it just reached a point where it's like, you know what, we've been putting some money aside for a rainy day, and what with his health and unhappiness, and it was just affecting us all on so many deep levels that it was like, you know what, it's raining. It's actually a big storm going on right now, and so how are we going to deal with that?
So I left my job in early February, and it was a very amicable departure, and I was able to do some consulting hours, which helped me out and helped the company out. So it was actually a really good departure from the company. And I had just offloaded all my stuff to multiple departments and multiple people, and it went pretty smooth, and it was great. It was a great way to exit. But the first few weeks, maybe even a month, I really had to just focus on getting my health back, and which was really good to be able to just rest, recover, recuperate. So I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail here on this video, but I wrote a much more detailed blog, and it's been a long time since I've actually written for the blog, and it talks about my philosophy on work-life balance, and also gives a little bit of the story on my health challenges and how it might relate to you. So if you've got a little time and want the extra detail, go ahead and jump over there and check that out.
We'll put the link down in the description below. But Marc's done a lot of different things in his life, and he didn't always have a job that he could do remotely. And I know a lot of you people are sitting out there thinking, well, it's easy for you. You've got a job that you can do from home, and it wasn't always that way. Marc's done a lot of different things, and most up until this last job, none of them could be done remotely. So really, I think by reading that article, it might give you some ideas of some of the different things that he's done and how his career has changed. Really, not progressed so much as changed. He's done a lot of different interesting and crazy things, and how that eventually led to where we are now. So that, for those that are thinking about it, that might give you some ideas of what is possible. But we'll talk more about that in the blog post.
So leaving my regular job would be able to free up the time and energy to be able to work on stuff that we love to do, which is creating content for the blog and YouTube channels. But even as much as we love doing that, we feel like it's just scratching the surface of what we could really produce for people.
Yeah, if you've been over to our blog or if you've hung in there for some of our longer videos, you'll know that we like to go a lot more in depth and do a deeper dive into a lot of topics. And, you know, I feel like as great as YouTube and just blog posts are, sometimes it feels like you're just serving up snacks when if you're just getting by on snacks all the time, eventually you're just going to go hungry. And we just we just figure there might be some other people like us that are really, really hungry for much deeper, more comprehensive information, because this is RV lifestyle is such a huge complex topic. There are so many variables and so many different choices and considerations, and everyone is so different and unique in what our needs are and what's going to work for us. And so trying to, you know, speak to all of that can be really hard in like 5, 10 or even 20-minute videos or blog posts here and there.
Right, and so we've been working on a project for the last couple years actually, but it's just been kind of a back burner because we haven't had the bandwidth to work on it. But with me leaving my job, these last few months, we've been able to make it a very high priority and very much of our focus. So while the last 6 months have been tough, it's actually leading to something very positive for everyone. It's for you, for me, and for all of us. Yeah. So with our new phase, are we nervous?
Yes.
But are we excited?
Yes. If you want to know what the detail is, we're announcing it on Sunday. We're actually initially going to keep this to a pretty closed, small group, which is our email list over at RVLove.com. And there's a good reason for that. You know, as you would be aware, YouTube is a very public medium, and it's been great for meeting and connecting with a lot of you. A lot of you guys have found us on YouTube, but it also means we're exposed a lot more publicly than necessarily we would want to be for something that makes it sound like we're doing something illegal. We're not. But it's just initially with just sharing this with a core group of people that are going to be seriously interested in the kind of content that we're providing in this next phase. The first announcement is going to be this Sunday in an email newsletter. So if you haven't already, sign up at our email list at RVLove.com. We'll put the links down below for you.
May is shaping up to be a very exciting month, and it's actually kind of fun for me extra because it's serendipitous that it's actually 3 years from when we first bought our RV back in Ohio and driving it back to Colorado to get started on this journey.
May 2014, and so what's serendipitous is that now we're starting a whole new journey, and we're super excited to share that with you starting this Sunday, May 7. So we just want to say to you guys, thank you so much for sharing the journey with us. We truly love and appreciate you all of your support, and all of the comments and feedback we get from you just helps us keep on going, especially through some of the tough times.
Yeah, we hope all of you are taking care of your health and happiness.
And we're just excited that you're going to be on the journey as we take this next big leap. So with that, have an awesome day. You guys rock. You ready to take the leap?
I am.
Let's do it! Oh my God, it's so hot today. I feel like my face is melting. It's 99 degrees here in Las Vegas.
Yeah. 12 days we chose to get outside to film.
A lot of you out there may look like
That's going to be loud.
Legion. You know it's big letters when you can read it all the way down here.
Yeah, you know it's either big letters or it's close by. We wanted more freedom. We're around a lot of people that have more freedom, and we wanted to find ways to get more of that freedom, health, and well-being into our own lives. Still don't like that.